Not that anybody noticed, but I haven't uploaded much recently, and that's because I've taken a long break from the world of World of Warcraft. I haven't actually played any version of WoW since late January, and there are a number of reasons for that. I mean, I haven't actually done much gaming at all for the past few months, and that's because my life kind of went a bit upside down. I went travelling across Europe and I decided to go and really explore the country of Slovakia, which is an unbelievable country with biblical food, by the way. And I was also lucky enough to attend the World of Warcraft's 30th anniversary event in London. But today I've decided to return to the real world and actually graft and make some videos. Well, today anyway, because I'm actually going travelling again tomorrow. But we'll gloss over that. So guys, do you ever rage quit from lag? Well, I do sometimes, but there is actually a pretty easy solution, a nifty little piece of software called Exit Lag that gives you a massive advantage in online gaming. This isn't just another optimization tool. Exit Lag now uses AI route optimization to instantly find the best connection path to over 2,000 global servers. That means less ping, no packet loss, and way smoother gameplay. With a dynamic stabilizer, you're routed through up to 4 paths at once, guaranteeing a stable, fail-proof connection whether you're gaming from NYC or New Delhi. The brand new Exit Lag version 5.13 update brings a slick new interface, faster multi-game optimization, FPS boost, and one-click setting restore. To set it up, it literally just takes minutes. You download it, log in, pick a game, and boom, you get your instant performance boost. And right now, Exit Lag are actually celebrating their birthday, so you can get 12 months for the price of 6. That's a full year of low ping, stress-free gaming, half price. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below or the pinned comment and just get that little edge over every other player in your online gaming. Now, what surprised me the most about returning to World of Warcraft and thinking about what kind of video am I going to actually make this week is the fact that Blizzard actually released a new raid for Classic WoW, the Scarlet Enclave. So I want to personally congratulate actually the Classic WoW dev team because it only took them 1 year, 4 months and 2 weeks to give a classic audience what they actually wanted in the first place. And it's a shame because really nobody gives a flying fuck about this new raid. I'm exaggerating obviously, but I expected a lot more interest. I get the feeling that Classic WoW just doesn't have the same hype or momentum that it once had, and that's because the community has now been divided into smaller, more niche groups. There are classic Cataclysm players, people who prefer Season of Discovery, and those people who just want to play Classic exactly how it was in 2004. You'll often see people in the comments saying it's a bad idea to divide a gaming community, and there's some truth to that, but it's ultimately a player-created problem. I've made videos for other games and communities, and I can say with confidence that a Classic WoW community is genetically predisposed to be the most divided and inconsistent community when it comes to their preferences and opinions on what makes a fun MMO. This isn't a dig, by the way, I'm literally just calling it the way I see it, in my humble opinion, and honestly, I think at this point, Blizzard just can't win. They've done the best they can with the time and budget they've been given. They're offering Mr. Pandaria, you know, for the people who want it, throwing resources at their own brand Walmart version of Classic Plus, and re-releasing OG Vanilla. Let's imagine, just for fun, that the planets did align, and Blizzard scrapped everything to focus on a singular, superior Classic Plus project. Well, guess what? Players would still moan. The leveling takes too long, the raids are too hard, there's no covenant or garrison system, this game is boring. Alright, maybe that last one was going overboard just a little bit, but still, this is likely why Blizzard is just so hesitant and terrified of doing Classic Plus. Blizzard management clearly doesn't have the confidence that Classic Plus will be a smart financial investment. How do you make a perfectly marketable product when a community is so divided on what it even wants? And let's be real, Classic players hate cash shop content. Cosmetic mounts, transmog stuff, fairy f***ing wings, anything that smells like retail WoW is automatically met with pitchforks. And homemade explosives, actually. I've seen it happen, trust me. So Classic Plus is going to be a much less profitable product than retail, and it still requires a pretty big budget. That may change in the future when AI takes a more leading role in game development, but that's a whole rabbit hole for another day. You see, Classic WoW has a problem, and that problem is the future. Retail WoW players have never had this issue, because they've always known Blizzard will keep releasing new fresh expansions. Whether they're good or not is obviously has been in doubt and questionable, But they're now even at a point where we're announcing free expansions in advance, okay? There's a roadmap, a plan. But for classic players, the future is murky, uncertain, and honestly, it's not a great feeling, especially if you're stupid enough to try and build a career around it. Right now, the only thing that's really certain is that Blizzard will continue to re-release every expansion in order. And while that's fine for some, it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I'd argue that a classic audience is just as big as a retail community. And if I were the CEO of a company faced with this conundrum, I'd probably think it's pretty damn important to keep both sides of the audience happy. There's another dark, underlining truth to classic WoW, something I call the nostalgia ceiling. If Blizzard keeps re-releasing OG vanilla every 6 years, and all the other expansions, fewer and fewer people will come back each time. The magic of killing Ragnaros for the first time eventually will burn out. One day that Elemental Lord is finally going to get the nap he's been begging for since 2004, instead of his testicles being ripped out of his body like they did in Season of Discovery. Or did he just have the one, testicle ball thing that appeared, out of the lava? I can't remember. He must have seriously needed a lot of TRT for that though. Without the original content, Classic WoW is never going to return to its former glory. And that's kind of a sad thought because it definitely has the potential to. Just look at the early days of SOD. It was unbelievably popular, nearly competing with Wrath Classic launch numbers, based on Ironforge Pro data anyway. More people were raiding BFD in week 1 than were raiding Icecrown Citadel, okay? Let that sink in. And why is that? Well, it's because we were disillusioned and hopeful. We believe Season of Discovery was the beginning of Classic Plus. We thought it was here. Pretty sure I even put that in a video title, like some absolute idiot. Because, of course, it didn't turn out that way. But look at how much momentum Classic gained from just a small slice of the Classic Plus pie. And now imagine if Blizzard did actually lock in, and they launched a real Classic Plus with new zones, new races, new dungeons, did I say new raids? New raids, new quests, PvP content, and a refined class design instead of the chaotic Season of Discovery approach that obviously a lot of people did not like. My point is, the Classic WoW community would swarm to it like flies to a cowpat. And the worst case scenario is we never get the true Classic Plus experience we've been looking for. Blizzard keeps re-releasing every expansion on an endless loop, and the players who want something more take matters into their own hands. And by the way, that is already happening. You should check out my recent video on Total WoW after this. The longer Blizzard delays, doing Classic Plus, the more Total WoWs are going to pop up. There's a massive audience out there who wants Classic Plus, and someone is going to give it to them eventually. When there's money to be made, humans will always be the parasites that they are, milking, farming, and extracting every drop of potential from any system that they can. And honestly, in this case, I don't think that's such a bad thing, because let's be real, the community will probably do a better job anyway. There have been quite a few wild custom WoW servers over the years. They used to be more of a niche curiosity, but now they're becoming a mainstream trend. Actually, that does give me a good idea for another video, looking at the craziest custom private servers over the years that ever existed. Yeah, I'm going to do that one next. But anyway, until that video appears, after I've finally finished travelling, my name is Meta Goblin. To the next video, ciao.